What is up YouTube, and welcome back to another Chaos Zero Nightmare or CZN video. And today we are going to be talking all about the reroll process, the fastest way to do it, the banners you want to actually summon on because there are 6 which can make it very confusing, and also even the characters that you're going to want to go for. I don't think you have to reroll in this game because it is mainly a PvE game without any PvP at all so far, but I will be just telling you guys that in these games, getting a good head start will make your account progression a lot easier, so I do recommend rerolling a bit, at least for one 5-star, to make your life a lot easier when you are starting up this game. I will be making a lot more content on this video, so if you guys want to see more CZN content, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. But for now, we will be talking just about the reroll process today. But before we go any further, I want to talk about the sponsor of today's video, LD Player. LD Player is a free Android emulator that allows you to enjoy mobile games on your PC for free with mouse and keyboard controls. It supports a wide variety of popular titles and delivers especially smooth performance and top quality visuals in Chaos Zero Nightmare. With the official launch of the game on October 22nd, or today, LD Player will also be perfect for rerolling. Its multi-instance feature along with its synchronizer allows you to mirror actions on multiple windows, letting you reroll on 4 or more accounts at the same time. This way you can secure your preferred agent much faster than compared to playing on a single PC client. Make sure to download LD Player down below and start making your reroll process easy. It is the best and smoothest emulator I've found for playing any mobile game. Now back to the video though guys. So after you beat the Chaos Maze stage and this OP guy comes and one-shots the boss for you, it will redirect you to this page here for the battle missions. You don't actually have to do this. You can just click the home button here and go to the lobby, and then you can just start rerolling right away. Now, before you actually reroll, you definitely want to claim all the rewards so you can get the maximum summons possible. So the way you do this is first by going to activity here. You can claim all of these rewards. This will actually level you up to level 5. You'll get 30 crystals. And then you want to go into the achievement log over here. This will give you 300 more crystals and 1 more summons. You want to make sure you claim all of these, and then after that, you also are going to want to claim even more. So go to achievements, you'll see in the journey log, you can claim all like this. You'll be able to get 30 more crystals. And then in the 4th tab, overcoming adversity, you can claim even more. And then the last one, which is going to be the biggest source of summons, you'll see is the mailbox. The mailbox has a ton of rewards for pre-registration and also for the release. Just press the orange button to claim all. You'll also get a mirror, which is a 4-star here for free for the pre-registration. You can see that she looks pretty nice, but she is just a 4-star, and honestly, she is not that good. But you can see we get 800 more crystals and 23 more summons. Now, after that, you're going to go to the lobby, and now you can start rerolling. And the way you reroll is by going to rescue, and you're going to see that there are 6 different types of banners. And they do try to explain it to you, but I'll break it down right now. So out of these 6 banners, only 3 of them will be for combatants. And partner banners, the other 3, they look like characters, but they're mostly not going to be that useful for you in the early game because they are the artifact and like the weapon banners of this game. Now, these are very important later on, but when you're rerolling, you're going to want to reroll for the base character, the combatant, because these are way more important in building your account. So there is the Haru combatant banner, there is the limited time rescue request banner, and then there is the normal rescue combatant banner. Now, all 3 of these banners are very good. The one that you're not going to want to roll on if you are rerolling is the special rescue request. The reason why is because even though you get a discount on your summons, and even though the pity's at 50 rescues instead of the normal 70, the thing is you can always do this whenever, and it's a one-time thing. So you do not want to waste this early if you are rerolling. You're going to want to secure a good 5-star character on your account through the normal rescue or on the Haru banner, and then you want to do this to guarantee that early 2nd legendary 5-star hero. Now, if you aren't rerolling, you can just summon on this if you don't really care and you're just playing to play the game. But if you want to min-max a bit and you want to reroll, which I recommend, then you don't want to do this early. So this is going to leave the Haru banner and the normal combatant banner. So both of these banners are very good. The thing with the normal banner is you get way more summons because the rescue anchors, these are only for this banner. While for the Haru banner, you'll need a special signal amplification anchor, which is basically the rate up summon currency. But you can summon on Haru's banner with your crystals. You'll see that it is 160 crystals for one summon for both banners. So because of this, you can reroll for Haru. Just keep in mind you're only getting about 8 summons per reroll. So because of that, it just makes it way harder to get her because it's a 1% drop rate to actually get, the 5-star hero. And you're also going to see that it's a 50% chance that you get her, and the other characters are going to be the other 50%. So very low chance you actually get her, but if you want to reroll for her, you can because she is the rate up limited banner. Now, in terms of if she's actually good, no one really knows for sure because she just came out with the game's launch and she wasn't in the beta. But I will say, looking at her cards, ignore the left sidebar, it's like bugged right now. For some reason, it's not showing the character portraits. But if you look at her cards here, which is basically, what she does, you're going to see that she does decent single target damage, it looks like. She has this like anchor shot mechanic where she has to build it up, and it looks like she does some AoE damage with her power charge here. She also buffs herself, and her ego skill, which is her ultimate, looks like it will do a ton of damage based off the buff she has. So it looks like she synergizes very well with buffers. It also looks like she'll be able to do a ton of damage in those situations. So she definitely looks like a good character. And if you want to reroll for her, you definitely can. I will say the upside of pulling on her banner is that she comes with Micah, which is one of the best free-to-play healers in the game, if not the best, because she has a ton of healing and she also has AP regeneration, which is basically the points you have to spend every single turn to play your cards, as you can see with the numbers at the top left of them. So it makes her a very good character for like a ton of teams. Now, in terms of, Haru, she is a DPS, and DPSs in PvE gacha games like this do get power crept pretty fast. So re-rolling for her is probably very good for your early game progression. But what I'm trying to say is, even if you don't get her, it's not the end of the world because there will be better DPSs that come down the line. So if you want to go for it, it's really up to you. Me personally, I don't really care too much about her banner. I probably will use all my summons into this banner with the crystals that I get. But if I don't get her, it's whatever. The big thing you want to actually reroll on is this banner. And the reason why is because you get 24 of these summons, you get way more. And you're going to see that every single unit's also here except for the rate up unit in Haru. So the characters that you want to reroll for are going to be, in my opinion, and what I'm going to personally go for, so it's just what I think, from what I've tested, is Kalipe, Mei Lin, Hugo, and after that, it's really up to you, but some good candidates are going to be Rin, Orlia, Renoa, and Kairon. Now, the other ones, they're okay, but they're a little bit more niche, so I don't really recommend going for them unless you know what you're doing and you've already played the beta. The ones I recommend are a lot more newbie friendly, especially if you haven't played the game before. And I'll show you guys why. So in the beta, the best character in the game, hands down, bar none, was Kalipe, but she did get nerfed from the beta. So she actually lost one of her best cards, and now she mostly is going to do the same thing, but it's a little bit weaker. So the reason why she was so strong is because she scales off defense, has a shield, does AoE damage, and single target damage. So she's really strong. She also has card draw, which is very important in this game. So it makes her a very powerful, flexible character because in the early game, right, you're going to struggle to survive a lot of the times, and damage is also going to be somewhat of an issue. Well, she can fix both of those problems, and she can do damage to multiple targets and single target, which is very important in this game because a lot of the DPSs you'll see will not actually be able to do both single target and AoE damage. So she's a really, really good candidate, even after the nerfs, I'd say. Not as broken as before. In beta, she was like god tier broken, but she's still a good pick. Now, the next character that I want to recommend, I have to actually find her, is going to be here, Mei Lin. So Mei Lin's a very good character because she has extremely high single target damage. Very, very strong. That's pretty much all you need to know. Very fun to play as well. And she is extremely powerful with her ego skill because this ultimate ability basically will give her extra hits to her next basic attacks, giving her a ton of damage when she activates it to single targets. Really strong character. Another one you can go for, and she looks pretty cool as well. Another one that is going to be good to reroll for if I can find him is Hugo. So Hugo is either you love his design or you hate it. If you know, you know. But this guy also is a very good single target damage dealer. And he also has some AoE in his ego skill. You can see it does AoE damage. And he has a pretty cool mechanic known as Commence the Hunt, where he basically will buff his skills with stacks. I'm not going to get into it too much. I did play him quite a bit in the beta, but I will probably have a guide on him if I pull him, because he was one of my, not favorite characters, but he was very fun to use. So he's a very good character to go for as well. And the other candidates, Kayron does massive damage in this game. The thing is, his cards are super expensive and he doesn't have a way to regenerate it. So he really relies on supports, but luckily Micah, a free-to-play 4-star option, is very good at that. You also have something like Renoa, who's a pretty solid DPS as well, which I never got to play, but I've heard that she's very fun to use. You actually get to trial her out in the tutorial, so you can actually, pick and decide for yourself if you want her. Veronica's not the best from what I've seen, so I don't recommend her. You have something like Aurelia. She's a support that's really good. She has a lot of healing. The only problem with this is that shielding is way better because it stops your, your stress from accumulating. And also, you do have a free-to-play healer, utility option already in Micah, so you don't really need her. But she does have some really, really powerful buffs. So she has this like creation card system where she can create these buffs. It gives you damage, it gives you a shield. So she does have a shield, but it's like not as consistent, which is the problem. And she doesn't really have as much AP generation, if at all. So she has no AP generation, so it just makes her a less flexible healer, which is why, even though some people say that she is very strong, I didn't really find that much success with her in the early and mid game. It really felt like she's a character you need for like the late game. And for that reason, I don't think she's really worth re-rolling for, because she's not going to really help progress your account. Now, the character that I want to go for, which isn't like super meta, is Rin. She was super fun to play in beta. Also, she looks pretty cool, if you get what I'm saying. But she basically has to like chain her cards and maintain her Dark Mist stance, which makes her do massive damage. Very fun to use. Only downside is she only does single target, so she's not really the best character, honestly, but I'm gonna go for her because, if I can get her, I can play one of the best designed characters, in my opinion, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, that's one option. You have Magna here. She's like also pretty strong. The only thing is she's more niche. She also scales with defense like Kalipe, but she relies on countering, so you need her to get hit a lot. You need to, fight, waves that have things that hit you multiple times and stuff like that. I didn't really find that much success with her, or really have that much fun. And then we have the last character. It's going to be Luke. Honestly, this character looks pretty cool, but in practice, I don't think he's that great. I think his damage is just too low for other characters, and his ego skill is just kind of clunky a lot of the times, right? Because you have to kind of have a lot of cards. But he's an okay character as well. But the ones I mentioned that you want to go for, definitely from my experience and from what I've seen other people use, just seem to be the strongest. So yeah, that's basically the characters that you are going to want to go for. Now, a good thing about this game, I did talk about it in a previous video, is at 300 summons, you will be able to guarantee summon something, so you can choose a character later on. So for example, I talked about Aurelia most likely being a really strong late game character. Well, you can pick her up in the late game after 300 summons, after like a month or two, so that's nice. And if you miss out on the reroll, and you really wanted a character, and you're sick and tired of, restarting the game and playing the tutorial, well, you can eventually get your waifu or your husbando of choice. So that is basically how you want to reroll for and who I recommend going for. Now, let's actually do some of the rerolls here. So if I don't end up getting a 5-star, I recommend at least going for 1 during the reroll. Ideally, you do want 2, but if I don't get 1, I'm probably gonna have to just reroll again. So I do end up getting Nia here, who is a pretty good support, but she's a rare character, a 4-star character, so I don't really care that much. No offense to Nia. We are going for the 5 stars. So it does look like I get another 4-star character in Selena, so it's not looking good for the good guys here. And then you can finish off the last 4 summons. If you don't care about Haru, you can actually just dump all of your crystals into this banner as well. But I do want to go for Haru, so I'm just going to do the last 2 summons, and I will go for Haru with the crystals. And I do get... ooh. Anyways, I get Maribel. And now we are done with the normal summons here. And then what you want to do is decide for yourself. Do you want to keep going on the normal banner? You're also accumulating this rescue merit, which is good. Or do you want to go for Haru, which is a little bit more riskier because no one really knows what she does. But honestly, I think she's going to be a very good early game character looking at her cards, especially if you pair her with a lot of buffers, which you probably will be able to do very easily. with a lot of the rare characters in this game. So we're gonna keep going. I'm not really getting lucky at all. It does look like a reroll angle, honestly, and I will show you guys how you can reroll very efficiently. Some people don't know how to reset their account data, which I will show you, and which is very important. Otherwise, you get locked out of rerolling for 24 hours. So you definitely want to make sure you watch to the end of this. So we do miss out on the reroll, so I will have to reroll this account. I don't really mind because, you know, it doesn't take too long. It's about like 15 to 20 minutes. But after you're done your rerolling process, if you want to restart, what you do is go to the top right, go to the gears here, and then go to your account, which is the, you know, the silhouette of a person, and then do not delete your account in red. Press reset server. So you just have to type in your name and it'll reset your server and your account data. If you press delete account, this is going to actually, you'll see the pop-up here. I don't think it actually deletes it. So I'll show you guys. If it does delete it, I'm pretty screwed, but you're gonna see that you get a pop-up here. It's irreversible and you cannot log into this account for 24 hours. Otherwise, it just logs you back into the same account without re-rolling. So what you want to do is press reset server, and that will, you know, start the reroll process. And when you log in again on your device, you will be able to start rerolling and, you know, starting your tutorial again. But yeah, pretty much it for this video though, guys. Thank you for watching. This is the reroll guide for Chaos Zero Nightmare. Let me know in the comments down below what character you are rerolling for and which character you ended up settling with.